Hello everyone. Today I'm going to get extra real with you. Let's just be honest. Spiritual teachings are frustrating because they are so contradictory. The teaching of fill your own cup contradicts the teaching of ask for help and the fact that this universe is interdependent. The teaching of fear is illusion and ego contradicts the teaching that fear is a valuable tool and allows me to have awareness and jump out of the way of an oncoming truck. The teaching of focus positively contradicts the teaching of focus on your shadow work. The teaching of be allowing contradicts the teaching to take initiative and to create your reality. The teaching of you're perfect just the way you are contradicts the teaching of commit yourself to your expansion and self-improvement. The teaching of love your enemy and be unconditionally loving contradicts the teaching of be self-loving and surround yourself only with supportive people. The teaching of set healthy boundaries contradicts the teaching of oneness. The teaching of ground yourself to gain spiritual awareness contradicts the teaching of go out of body to gain spiritual awareness. Everyone has a different opinion about what truth is. So how can we decipher what is truth? Who's right? Who's wrong? Ready for the answer? They're both right. Spiritual teachings must take into account the fact that this is a multidimensional universe. The laws that apply to one dimension do not apply to other dimensions. So, when we are dealing with the full truth of this universe, we will be dealing with contradictory information. On one dimensional level, fear is illusion created for the purpose of expansion. On another dimension, fear is a valuable tool which keeps you safe and keeps you alive. So it is very much real. All we can teach to is your current vibration and your dimensional understanding relative to what dimension you're currently a match to. This is especially true of the third dimension, that the rules will not be the same on the third dimension as they are in the rest of the universe, because the third dimension was created to be an illusion. It was created to be the environment which gave rise to the most truth, and therefore it had to be the most contrasting environment from Source itself. That means it is the most illusionary. That means its truths will be the most contradictory to universal truths. But does that mean that its truths are not true? No. Even the appearance of the third dimension, with its separation and individuality, which is very much true for the third dimension, is false for the higher dimensions of this universe, where no separation or individuality actually exists. So which is true? Both. It depends on the angle you're looking at life from. Some of you may have seen the spirit science video created recently, which came out against the teaching of fill your own cup, which just so happens to be a teaching which I myself use. The idea behind the fill your own cup philosophy is if you learn how to love yourself and get happiness for yourself, then that energy will flow over to other people, and you will not wander the earth trying to get other people to fill up your cup. You won't be in need. You won't feel desperate. You won't feel powerless. Spirit science suggested that it is a harmful teaching because it causes people to feel alone and hyper-responsible to do everything for themselves in a universe that is actually interdependent. Their argument is that there is no cup, i.e. separate identity, because we are all made of the same energy, and that indeed the very thing we need is support and help from each other. Are they wrong? No, they're right. But so are those of us that teach, fill up your own cup. Here's why. We are teaching to people who are at a different vibrational level. The people who resonate with my teaching of fill your own cup are those people who are feeling powerless to other people. Other people are failing to meet their needs. On top of that, they are selfless people who are self-sacrificers, people for whom it was never okay to do anything for themselves. The only way they could get their cup to fill up was through gratitude from others or through approval from others. And so, a step up, vibrationally speaking, is to believe that it's okay to be selfish, that it's okay to do things that make you happy, and that instead of this meaning that you're a bad person, it means you'll be overflowing with so much love that it will spill out to other people. The people who will resonate with spirit science's teaching are those who feel overwhelmed by having to do it all alone. Those who feel isolated and as if the weight of the world is on their shoulders. Those who feel guilty about getting help and love from others. And so, a step up vibrationally speaking is to believe that this is an interdependent universe and that getting help from others is not only okay, but essential, and that nothing separates us from others. Though these two teachings seem contradictory, they are not. They are directed at people who have two different vibrational set points within this universe. You ready for the objective truth of the situation? The objective truth is that this is an interdependent universe, and so there really is no separation between us and other people. We are made of the same energy, so there is no cup. And the truth is, in the third dimension, we experience our individual perspectives and beings. We live our life through our eyes only. And so, there is a cup. There is a cup. And there isn't a cup. This goes hand in hand with my teachings on emotion. Many of you have heard me speak about the fact that you can't expect yourself to jump all the way from powerlessness up into feelings like freedom and love and forgiveness, even though we expect ourselves to be there because we think that's the most optimal place to be. That's the most objective truth. So, you've heard me talk about the fact that anger is an increase in vibration from powerlessness. So the person who feels powerless does not need to go around thinking wonderful thoughts about the world. That's not a vibration they can reach yet. The vibration which is going to help them is anger, and so they need to think thoughts that make them feel angry. Listen to music that makes them feel angry. So we might say in the spiritual community that listening to angry music is bad for you. But angry music, as we've just seen, helps people who are powerless come up the vibrational scale into a better feeling emotion, and so angry music is good for them. People who feel optimistic and hopeful would feel bad, worse, if they listened to angry music. So is angry music bad for them? Yes. So is angry music bad for you or good for you? Both. We need to let go of truth, because truth is subjective. And if you want the most objective truth on earth, it's that truth is subjective. So stop thinking so much about truth, and especially swallowing truth that doesn't feel good, and begin to care more, most of all, about the way that you feel. Because your emotions will tell you what is right for you. Your emotions will tell you what is a vibrational increase for you. Listen to the spiritual teachers and the specific spiritual teachings that make you feel good. That is your internal guidance system telling you that the vibration they are offering you is an improvement on your current vibration. This is why it is so incredibly important for you to create your own religion for you personally. To not adhere to beliefs that are offered for you from outside sources and to swallow them all at once. You are meant to make a cocktail of your spiritual life. You're meant to listen to as many spiritual teachers as you can, and to make a collection of the things which work for you the very best, as an individual. Chuck out the things that don't work for you. Build your life on the things that work for you. We spend so much time trying to conform ourselves to an outside idea of what's right. But this is not the way to live a happy life. The way to live a happy life is to conform your life to what works for you as an individual. And no one on earth is right about what's right for you. They don't live in your skin and they don't have access to your internal guidance system. You are the only person who can know what is right for you. It doesn't matter how enlightened someone else might be. Is it true that if we are in alignment, we will be unconditionally loving towards others? Yes. But the teaching of being unconditionally loving can get us into a lot of trouble if we haven't learned how to love ourselves yet. If we don't love ourselves, we may still be a vibrational match to people who don't treat us well. If we try to be unconditionally loving towards these people and prescribe to the teachings of oneness, then we may keep ourselves in detrimental situations to our well-being. So it is true that to be self-loving sometimes means to separate yourself from other people and stand up for yourself against them. We need to take into account that all beings on this earth have different vibrations. We have different vibrations relative to every subject. That means you cannot design something that is right for everyone. It's a vibrational impossibility. Some of the highest objective truths of this universe that apply to the higher dimensional levels are literally harmful to someone who is in a particularly low vibration. It is impossible to find a spiritual teacher who will offer you one truth that is solid, unwavering, and will help every single being on this planet. But that's what you keep looking for, isn't it? But nobody's going to give that to you. The best spiritual guides on this earth, the people who are truly enlightened, would never do that to you. Why am I making it sound like a cruelty to give you an objective truth? Because it will mean you will have to replace your own internal guidance system for theirs. You will have to take their truth above your own truth, and no one who truly wants the best for you will ever let you do that. They will only ever trust you to find your own way through life. They will only ever teach you how to tune into your own internal guidance system. They are not going to become your navigation system for you. Anyone who tells you that they know what is right for you more so than you know what is right for you, pardon my French, is up shit creek without a paddle. No good spiritual teacher is going to harm you by asking you to replace your own internal knowing of what's right for you with their particular truth. You cannot know what is ultimate truth, because the ultimate truth of this universe is that all things, including opposites, are true. That means that all spiritual teachers can do is to cast out a bunch of tools and hope that people from different vibrational set points will find the specific tool that works for them wherever they currently are. Think about this like tools that are dropped out of an airplane onto a deserted island. You are the castaway. It is sort of a sad and inappropriate analogy, but it's a good analogy for this particular circumstance, because you are wandering around on the beach, and there's a bunch of tools that are scattered from this plane that has thrown it down onto the beach. And it's your job, based on what project you have in mind, to decide which tool is right for you right now, because that's all you can ultimately know. And if you think something's going to be right for you forever, then you've clamped your teeth around truth, and you have limited yourself to illusion by doing so. I'm sorry that spiritual teachings are so contradictory, but it does benefit you to have all these tools in your experience, because what serves you today may not serve you tomorrow. And I can promise you that you can trust yourself based on listening to your emotions, to know which tool is right for you based on knowing which spiritual teaching feels good to you right now. Have a good week.